Hey everyone, it's Christine from Indigo Wings. I am doing, it's not really my weekly reading. This is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do for you guys. This is kind of, I'm calling it, it's an energy reading. My intention was for the week of today, which is February 22nd, going through March 3rd. But like I said, this is not my typical reading that I normally do. And when I was doing this reading, I was kind of thinking about, is this a reading for the collective? Is this a reading for twins that are in separation? And it just was kind of coming to me that, just do the reading, and the people that this message is meant for will watch it. That was basically just kind of what came to me. The energy this week, starting kind of like with like the 18th, 19th, it was a heavy week for me, feeling the energy. And then I'm up in the northeast part of the United States, and the weather just in general has been rainy, and it's been warm, it's been cold. I've had rain, I've had snow, and I know that's not helping my energy and my mood. But there have been a lot of planets in Pisces, and I know that that's making people feel a little funky and things. There's just, energetically, it's been kind of a rough go. And I don't remember where I read it, but I did read somewhere that that was kind of how the month of, or not just the month, but the year of 2018 could go. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. Even though this is an 11-year and a year of manifestation, there's going to be a lot going on. So this is not my typical reading, but it is a general reading. If this message resonates with you, great. There are a lot of messages in this reading, so I think that everybody will be able to get something out of it. But if this reading doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's not the message for you. So like I said, this is kind of geared for February 22nd through March 3rd, but really whenever this applies for you. It's not nailed down to a specific period of time. I feel like that's really all I wanted to say. I am going to do my regular energy reading. Don't think I'll be doing it tonight, probably in the next day or so, and I'm interested to kind of see how it plays off of this reading, or if I end up picking up different things altogether. But yeah, so I'm going to get started. I have tons of cards out on this desk right now. And you'll see as I get started that I'm using a lot more decks than I normally use. Like I don't know, I just felt called to do it this way, and so I did it. And so, yeah, I'm gonna try to not drag this out, because I know that nobody loves to watch a 50-minute video. I know I don't, and so whenever I make them that long, I feel bad, but I will do my best, and hopefully Spirit cooperates with me. So I'm actually going to be starting with the masculine. I'm just kind of gonna take a second here to just kind of get my bearings, because like I said, I'm looking at a lot of cards right now, and So when I started dealing, this is the first card that came out, and this is before not when I started dealing, when I started shuffling. And this was before I set an intention really for anything other than I was going to do this reading. And so I really feel like this is just like an overall message of we are the authors of our stories. We are the ones on this journey, and we have what we need to take this where we want it to go. So keep that in mind as I'm going through these cards. And I haven't even really fully gone through these or anything. I just kind of pull them out and then turn on my camera. So we'll see kind of how I pull this card in, but I do feel like I felt like it was relevant to bring it up. And we have a 1, and the 1 is for new beginnings, and so I do feel like being on the other side of that really powerful new moon that we just had, that dark moon, I do feel like we're in this place that we can really create these new beginnings that so many people are really looking for. So for the masculine, so I wanted to take a look at what the current energies were for the masculine. And they have awaiting results. And I don't feel like this has anything to do with the feminine twin or with their feminine counterpart. However, whatever your dynamic is, people are, kind of coming into this with a lot of different labels. So whatever this is for you, I don't think this has anything to do with the feminine. I think this really has to do with trying to establish themselves in other parts of their life. And I feel like they've been, working really hard, and they're waiting to see, they're waiting for, I'm trying to think of like the words, like they're wanting to reap the rewards of all of their hard work, and they're like, okay, where is it? And it's almost like an impatient energy. They're a little frustrated, and this card's a 7. They don't realize that this is all part of where they're supposed to be right now. This is part of their soul path. I think many of them are feeling like they've been working really hard on certain things. They've put in so much effort, and maybe in certain places they've made really big life changes, or they feel like they've done certain things, and what they're not realizing, and they feel like they've like planted roots and established themselves, and they've done all this growth, and like, okay, why am I not getting my rewards? Whether it's love or wealth or success or whatever it is that they were working on. But there's this apple in here that is like not quite ripe, and I feel like it's just a matter of waiting for the right, it's divine timing, and it's just not the right time. That apple needs to ripen. There's still things that need to come together and get into place. Things need to mature a little bit more before things are going to work out the way they want to. And maybe the rewards that they are expecting are being delayed a little bit, because that's not really what the universe has in mind for them. And so they're having to wait until their mindset shifts a little bit. That's kind of what I'm getting from that. we have win or lose. And so this is playing off of that awaiting results card. They're in this place where they're feeling like nothing they do matters. Like, you know, I work hard, it doesn't work out. I don't work hard, it doesn't work out. You know, I'm miserable, or I'm unsuccessful, or I don't have a relationship, or, you know, whatever it is that they've been working on. They're just not seeing the results that they want. And, you know, kind of like you know, it's like this feeling like they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. And, you know, and in some ways I do feel like this, for this card, I do feel like this is in regards to their romantic life. You know, for many of them, I think they feel like they just can't make a choice, and they feel like whatever choice they make is just not, you know, nobody wins with whatever choice they make. But this card's a 5, and that tells me that they know that change is coming. They know that they can't stay in that forever. And then the other card for their energies that comes up is past life relationship. And I think that part of what, you know, in terms of this win or lose card, and kind of what pulls them continuously to their feminine counterpart is that they know that there is something that connects them. I do think that a lot of them are not able to really articulate that we have a past life connection, because there are a lot of people who don't really believe in that. But they know that there is some sort of deeper spiritual connection that's happening here. You know, and they feel that. They just can't really articulate it. So for the feminine, the energy of the feminine is, she's love. And, you know, I do feel like the feminine are really working on loving themselves and trying to be in a balanced place of, you know, they're just trying, you know, if you look at this couple, they're kind of like, they're balancing each other, you know, their weight is balancing each other. And you know, I think that the feminine are really trying to stay in this kind of a place, and not go to one extreme or the other, which can be really challenging at times. The other card that comes up for the feminine, which I feel like these cards really are placed super nicely off of each other, is Shine. And with this card, if you notice, there's like a light. It's hard to see because my light is so bright, but there's like a light that's shining from her chest. And I've been talking a lot to clients and to myself about trying to focus on living from your heart center and focusing on open-heartedness, and I feel like that is something that a lot of the feminine are working on as well, or attempting to work on, you know, getting out of your head and living from your heart. And that's what I see is somebody who's really trying to surrender to everything that's going on around her and stay centered in her heart. You know, and with part of that, and why, you know, I feel like there's this desire to stay balanced and stay in love and to be heart-centered. We have unrequited love, and I feel like there are a number of feminine energies out there that are really starting to feel like maybe this is something that is not meant to come together. You know, no matter what we are doing, it just is not working out. And it doesn't mean that we don't care very deeply for each other. It's just not happening. You know, and so there's a struggle to stay balanced, and there's a struggle to stay in that heart-centered place, because that, you know, there's this feeling of disappointment and being down, and you know, a letting go of what you desired, and you know, what you thought would happen. So the energy of the union, a lot of cards came out for this one. And I feel like there's messages for a lot of people here. But I also feel like this is showing how complicated that these are not simple dynamics. These are complicated dynamics. We have Master. And so I definitely feel like there is this energy of, you know, wanting to protect yourself, wanting to keep your heart center closed off, because you just don't want to be hurt. You don't, you know, you fear letting anybody in. You fear being hurt. But union can't happen if that's where you're at. It's not possible. There's nothing wrong with you if that's where you are at. And you know, I think that so many twins, masculine and feminine, are in that place at some point. Do they stay there? Hopefully not. But you know, and I think we all end up at that at some point, you know, but it's a matter of being able to master our emotions and know that we're safe, and that, you know, that it's okay to open our hearts and live from that place where we're open-hearted. We have throat chakra. You know, this is a 5, so, you know, again, I'm seeing changes. Throat chakra, I feel like people are not speaking their truth. Things are not being communicated. Things are not being said. And I feel like, you know, in order for you to get to where you want to be, you need to say what you need to say. And the more that you hold back, the more your throat chakra becomes blocked. You know, and I'm not advocating for people to go and unleash on anybody, but it's important not to hold everything in either, because you know, our divine partners can, I think, sense and feel so much more than we are really aware of and realize. And I think a lot of times know when we are not speaking our truth and when we are not being authentic, and that can really affect being able to come together. Then we have well-deserved reward, and I feel like this is telling me that, you know, if you can overcome those two things, there will be something there that will be, I don't want to say like rewarding you, because I don't know, I don't like the way that sounds, but it's like I feel like there will be a sense of accomplishment. Like if you can truly learn to live from a place of having an open heart and having that open communication, you know, speaking your truth, you know, I feel like that it's going to bring you to a place that you feel really proud of. And then we have balance, and I feel like that's part of what that place that you feel proud of is that balance, you know, balancing your masculine and your feminine energy, and you know, and being balanced with each other. The other two cards that came up here are express your love, and I feel like that is something that is going along with the throat chakra. I feel like so many people live in fear of expressing their love, and it's not just with your twin. I think it's with everybody. You know, but since this is, you know, geared towards twin flames, you know, if you are in a place where you want to express your love to your twin, and you can do it in a way that you are not trying to be manipulative and you're not expecting to get something back from it, you're not expecting a response, you know, it's just an expression, you should do it. You shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't hold that back. That's part of your, you know, that's part of your truth. You know, don't stuff that down. And then the other card is forgiving and learning. And I think that a lot of the dynamics that have been taking place between, you know, twin flames and soul connections that are having difficulties, I think a lot of it has to do with being able to move on from the past and really being able to forgive, you know, what's happened, leave the past in the past, but be able to really learn from it and, you know, take what you've learned and be able to move forward. So with the masculine, I asked, what is the masculine not seeing? What is it that they don't see in this situation, in this divine connection? And I got focus on love. And I feel like they're having a really hard time being able to see the goodness in love right now. I feel like they're in a situation, and it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship necessarily. It could be family, it could be somebody way back from their past, but they've been burned. And it's kind of funny that I used that word because the woman in here is talking to a dragon. That was not on purpose, but they've been burned in the past, and they just are having a hard time seeing the positives of love. And so they're not seeing love for what it is right now. The next card is strength. They can't see their own strength. They can't see how far they've come, and I think that they're having a hard time seeing how they can forgive themselves for the mistakes that they've made. They're not giving themselves compassion in situations. I think for many of them, I'm feeling guided to say they can't see how they should forgive themselves or how they should be forgiven for how they've acted towards their divine feminine. That's not all of them, but that's some of them. Then we have the Ace of Fire. And, you know, This is a card about new opportunities coming in and being able to change your life. And I feel like they're so focused on waiting for something huge that they can't see, that they can be the agents of change that they want, that they can change their lives, that there's something that they have the ability to do that will bring them the happiness that they're looking for, that the success that they're looking for, the things that they're looking for. They're kind of missing it. And for some of them, it's career advancement. And I feel like for a few of these guys, these masculine, they may open their eyes to this within maybe the next 2 months or so, I would say, by the end of April. It's not all of them, but some of them. And then we have the Two of Fire. And, this is a card about moving forward. And so, what is it they can't see? They can't see how they can move forward. They're stuck. Like, they are stuck. And it doesn't surprise me because, the energy that I've been feeling a little bit, like, it's very sticky. I feel stuck. So I'm not surprised they feel stuck. Or me, maybe I'm picking up on them feeling stuck. I don't know. But they're just... they just can't, see past their own nose right now. I think that they will. They just need, they just need to kind of sit in this space for a little bit. So feminine, what is it that you don't see? You had a lot of cards come out. So feminine, ask for help. I feel like in many situations, the feminine energy tends to be the one that is more connected to spirit. And I feel like you're forgetting that. You're not seeing that. You're forgetting to ask for help. You're not seeing how you can ask for help to get through this situation. This card breaks down to a 5. So I feel like that is something that is easily changed, and even if it's not just help, asking for support. I feel like you're so wrapped up in this, you're not seeing where your support is. And then the next card, I told you I don't really go through these. Spiritual connection. You're not seeing your spiritual connection. You're so wrapped up in this. You're kind of detaching from this piece. You're also not seeing or remembering that this is a spiritual connection, a spiritual union, and that even though this may not be coming out the way you want it to in your reality, this is a spiritual connection, and so that you are always connected. This card's another 5, so I feel like there's a lot of changes that are going to be coming up for the feminine. Do something for someone else, and I feel like you're not seeing how showing love everywhere and kind of being love everywhere, showing yourself love, like doing things for yourself. Like, I feel like you're not seeing how taking your attention off the situation, how it's going to help you. I feel like many of you are not seeing that. So we have the Ace of Water. You're not able to see that new beginnings are on the horizon. You're not able to see that if things aren't going well, that this you have the ability to have a resurgence of this relationship. You have the ability to start a new relationship. You know, it's like you don't see that other people can fill your cup. You're closed off. You don't see that life can still be a celebration. The Three of Water. And then this, I feel like, is very specific for certain individuals. We have the Queen of Air. And I'm getting two things with this. One, for some of you, you're just not seeing what it is that you need to clear away from your energy. What's not serving you? You're just not seeing what isn't serving you. What isn't serving you? What do you need to clear away from you right now? But the other group that I'm seeing for you, there's something going on with your divine masculine. There's something that they're clearing away, and you are not seeing this. You're not seeing it because you're not meant to right now. This is not for you to see. And it's something that, you know, we have the Three of Air. It's something that they're going to be needing to heal from. It's going to take them time to heal. It's going to be something that's very difficult, you know, broken hearts, sadness. You know, for some, there might be some stuff happening at home. But then we have the Ten of Air, which is indicating that a difficult situation is going to get better. So for those of you that it's your divine masculine that's dealing with this, it'll get better, and, you know, it'll come around. You'll find out about this when you're meant to. And then just in general, divine feminine, you're not seeing that the situation's going to get better. You're kind of stuck in a rut. You're both stuck. So divine masculine, how do you move forward? Surrender worry. And I definitely, at the top here, there's definitely a lot of worry and anxiety and just negative feelings. Surrender your fears and your concerns and your worry. It's not serving you. Codependency. There are some divine masculine that are in some sort of situation where they have an addiction to something, and that needs to be worked on in order for them to be able to move forward. It could be they're in some sort of codependent relationship. It could be addiction to substances. It could be addictions to behaviors, but this needs to be worked on and healed in order for them to move forward. Receive with love and appreciation. This is huge. I feel like a lot of the divine masculine, it's very hard for them to be on the receiving end of positive energy and love and so many of the things that the divine feminine wants to shower upon them, because, you know, they want to be like manly men, and men don't need that, but, you know, they want to take care of themselves and be independent, but also they're not used to it, so it kind of embarrasses them for some of them, and so they need to just learn how to just be appreciative of that. And then I pulled the Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor, and this is the message I'm getting here is that they just need to learn how to be in charge of moving forward. Like, they need to understand that good things are coming for them. The wheel is turning. It's the positive times are coming. This is what they're destined for. You know, and they just need to be confident confident in that. So for the feminine, how do you move forward? Surrender to play. Girls, you need to have fun. Or men that are, if you are a man who aligns with the feminine energy, but feminine, you need to have fun. And this card literally says, take a break if you are overthinking a goal. Pretty sure almost every feminine energy that is watching this video is probably overthinking something. Take a break. Have fun. Do something that is fun for you. And it doesn't have to be, it's going to be different for everybody, so I'm not going to list a bunch of examples, but have fun. Do something for you. Make the effort. And I feel like what this is like, make the effort to do something different. Make the effort to take the break from obsessing over these goals. Make the effort to kind of take your life in a different direction. That's what I'm getting from this card. This is a card about great love being worth the effort that you need to put in, but it's not really the message that I'm getting here. But I feel like you're worth the effort, so put the effort into yourself. You are limitless. So what do you do to move forward? You need to truly believe that you are limitless, that you are a limitless being, and that, you can manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest, that you've got this, and that you are not limited in this situation. Honesty is essential. And so it's what I was talking about up over in the union energy of, being authentic to who you are and speaking your truth, and not stuffing that down. That's going to be a huge part of moving forward for you. I pulled the Death card. Now this is about rebirth and transformation. The caterpillar that goes into the cocoon and is reborn as a butterfly. Going through that process, that is how you move forward. You're gonna transform yourself and who you are. And then we have the Strength card. And this is, believing in yourself and knowing that you are strong enough to come out on the other side of this, and and that you have the ability to manifest whatever it is that you want. That's what I'm getting about how you move forward. So then the last cards that I have about the near future energy for the union. I have base chakra. I feel like both of you are still going to be concerned about, just the basics of, being secure and safe and cared for, like having your basic needs met. And so definitely make sure that you are working to ground yourself. I feel like many of you are going to need to be, working on meditating, work with crystals that have grounding energies, work with essential oils that are grounding. If you can go outside, be outside. Do things that ground you and calm you, so that you are not so head in the clouds, you know, kind of thing. The next card is find balance, and I do feel like you're going to be working on, you know, when you're feeling like, when you're in that time where your base chakra's off, whether it's, you know, not feeling like your needs are being met, whatever that ends up looking like for you, you will end up moving into a place of balance. You're both, no matter what, seeking balance with the balance card and the union energy. So, you know, I do feel like it will be moving into a more balanced place. And then we have reach out. I do feel like if, you know, for those of you who've been in a place of difficulty where you're not communicating well, or at all, I do feel like there's going to be some sort of communication happening. And, you know, and I feel like it's going to be playing into that find balance card. The other card I pulled up here is keep an open mind. And I feel like this card is going to be talking about how, you know, it will be important that, you know, remember that this is, you know, this is not like a regular relationship, like what society says a relationship should look like. And so, you know, I feel like this card's coming up as a reminder that things that may happen they may look different than what you might expect them to, and so just keep an open mind about that. And then I pulled the last three cards. I pulled the King of Pentacles, and so, you know, this is like, you know, a card of success. Things are going to work out. This is, you know, definitely financial success, but this is, to me, like, you know, the Midas touch. Everything you touch turns to gold. You know, and so I feel like both the masculine and the feminine are going to be in this place where they are feeling like they're in a better place, like that they're in a place of being able to get things done and have more confidence about it. I am feeling like for some of those masculine twins that were waiting for something to pan out, waiting to there was something that they were waiting on, I do feel like this is telling me that for some of them that's going to work out. They're going to get what they were waiting for. Then we have the Hermit. And what I'm getting with this is that I feel like many of you are going to be getting some sort of message, and I feel like this is, you know, some sort of internal message and meditation message from spirit. It could be a message from your divine masculine or feminine. Something is going to shed light, because I was really drawn to this lantern. You've been like, I feel like so many of you have been searching for the meaning behind this, and where is this going, and the why, and all of that, and I feel like for many of you, you're going to have some sort of epiphany or realization or some sort of message that sheds the light on something in this dynamic for you. And the last card that comes up is Judgment. And I feel like whatever the light is shined on, whatever you are able to see more clearly, is going to help kind of, it's going to help everything's going to work out in your favor, is what I'm getting with the Judgment card. This is a card of a renewal. This is a card of moving in another direction. This is, you know, and I feel like, you know, this is a card of, you know, I feel like this is a card of like getting another chance. So I feel like something is going to be illuminated so that another chance to move in another direction, a renewal, whatever this is, it's obviously not going to be the same thing for everyone. I don't want to say, you know, for those of you who are not talking, this is going to allow you to head into union. You know, it's not gonna look like that for everybody. You know, but I feel like this is going to be a really important moment for many of you. So that is all I've got. And I say it like this was a short reading. I know it was really long, so thank you so much for sticking with me. I will be back within the next day or so with my regular weekly energy reading. If you liked this reading, if it resonated with you, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Please share this video. If you want to get a reading with me, check the description box below. All of my contact information is listed there. I hope that you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon. Bye.